Welcome back to the Euro Roundup, where me and Patrick Van Straten take a look at the results from around the weekend. How was your weekend, Patty?
It was very good.
Good,
How was yours?
Mine was eventful. I moved into a new place. Water is coming from the roof in the bathroom, but that doesn't matter. We go to our first winner and we head to Germany for it, and it's Borussia Dortmund at the suggestion of Stephen Parry. Why is that, Pato?
Well, they beat Hoffenheim, who are a pretty tough proposition. They beat them 2-1 at home, and they've recorded back-to-back victories for the first time since September. Now, there were a lot of chances in this game. There were about 30 shots, but quality shots were few and far between. Only 8 landed on target between the two sides. And of those, Hoffenheim had 5. And they also edged out Dortmund on possession with 54%. And when you consider that Dortmund have averaged 60% over the course of the season, you do see that Hoffenheim basically went and they kind of impressed their will on the game. So Dortmund perhaps a little bit lucky to escape with the win. Now, Peter Stöger seems to have been finding a kind of functional way to shore up the system in the short term after taking over from Peter Bosz. So from the 3-4-3, he switched to a 4-3-3. It's a lot more conventional, a lot more straightforward. And of course, they've got the players for it. You know, it kind of makes sense. They get a bit more out of Pulisic, who I think you're going to talk about 100%. In a minute. But anyway, Dortmund move up to third behind local rivals Schalke. Aubameyang netted his 13th of the season from the spot after great work from Kagawa and Yarmolenko. And Pulisic got his third, and what a goal it was.
It was such a good first touch. Takes it round the keeper and then just basically passes it into an open net. However, that does mean that Aubameyang has now scored at least 13 goals in his last 5 seasons. And that young Pulisic has equalled his total already from last season, which is very impressive. Wow. In fact, the American also put on 6 dribbles, completed 4 tackles, and laid on 2 key passes. He's taking the responsibility, basically dragging his team through such a patchy time at the moment. And at 19 years old, that's very impressive. Hoffenheim have now lost 15 points from winning positions this season, more than any other side in the Bundesliga, which must be frustrating for Nagelsmann. Has he basically taken as far as he can go? He has been linked to Dortmund with a possible move in the summer. But what do you guys think? Should he go to Dortmund? Should he go to Bayern Munich? And how do you think Dortmund will fare this season? Let us know in the comments below.
Our first losers of the week are AC Milan, and this comes from @McTeague97. Now, they've been having a pretty poor campaign, but why are they in our losers on this occasion?
Well, they lost 3-0 away at Verona, also seeing Suso sent off in injury time. Milan were unbeaten in 4 going into this game, and Verona were second bottom of the Serie A. The Rossoneri had also beaten Verona 3-0 in the Coppa Italia just last Wednesday. So it's not great.
So they were pretty positive.
Yeah, indeed. So going into it, it looked all good. Now, from shot count, Milan looked dominant. They had 30 shots to Verona's 6. Only putting 8 on target, though, to Verona's 4. And they also had 68% possession. But Verona had, it says here, 3 big chances, whilst Milan had just 1. One of the goals came from Moise Kean, the 17-year-old striker on loan from Juventus. But before Suso was sent off for kicking a ball at an injured player, which is stupid anyway, he looked like Milan's best hope of a comeback. He had 6 shots, completed 5 dribbles, and created 8 chances, an all-match high. What matches are he going to be missing, though, Patty?
Well, it looks like he's going to miss the Atalanta game, which is up next, and possibly then an away tie, I think, at Fiorentina. But yeah, basically, Suso was kind of trying to create... They were trying to create stuff with the ball, whereas Verona were happy to let Milan kind of essentially lose it and then break up field, create big chances on the counter-attack, and Milan just couldn't handle it. Gattuso said their heads went pretty much after the first goal. And it's been a pretty bad week for them off the field as well. UEFA have just rejected Milan's application for a temporary exemption from financial fair play rules. Now, that's basically because they got taken over last summer and they needed to inject a bunch of money into the team. So they went on a €200 million spending spree, which was basically funded by loans from this parent company. Now, they've got to pay those back this coming autumn 2018. And UEFA are a little bit sceptical about their ability to do it. Anyway, it looks like they're going to have to prove that they're kind of more financially healthy than everybody currently thinks they are. And it also means they might not be able to do more big spending this current summer, which will be an issue because they're still in 7th. On the other hand, if they do get banned from European competition for exceeding financial fair play regulations, it doesn't really matter because they're not going to be in Europe anyway. Pretty bad time from Milan. get in a proper manager soon. You can't have Gattuso doing it. You're just going to carry on slipping down the league.
We head to France for our next winner at the suggestion of official Mick Hale, and it's PSG. But Pato, why is that?
Well, they battered Reims 4-1 away. So far, so normal for them. But that leaves them 9 points clear at the top of Ligue 1 going into the Christmas period, and that must be very exciting for them, looking to regain their title after Monaco last season. Now in this match, they were unsurprisingly dominant. 70% of the possession, 21 shots to 14. That sounds reasonably even, but 10 shots on target to 2. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't particularly a tough game for the PSG boys. They had 614 accurate passes. That's nearly triple the number that Rennes had. 280.
That's so good.
Nuts. Marco Verratti, impressive, making 89 passes, had the most possession of anyone on the park, and apparently completed 100% of his passes. 100% of them. He tried 89, he completed 89. That's
stupid.
Absolutely nuts. Presnel Kimpembe, also good. 100% of his aerial duels won 3 tackles as well. But then he was sent off in the 89th minute. Second bookable offence, gave away a penalty that was subsequently missed. So even when PSG are good, there's something slightly like cavalier about them. There's something a little bit like, I don't know, they always look like they're waiting to implode, which actually I find tremendously entertaining. And guess what? Who were the 3 best players in this game other than Verratti? Neymar, Cavani, and Mbappe. They all scored and assisted each other. As usual, the PSG football daisy chain.
It's ridiculous, it really is. Cavani just managed the 1 goal, meaning he's now scored 18 in the league already. That's a goal every 76 minutes.
18 in the
Mbappe managed a goal and 2 assists, completing 4 dribbles after attempting 7 and taking 4 shots, putting 3 on target. The guy's not even 20, but Neymar bagged 2 goals and got 2 assists, whilst also taking 9 shots and putting 4 on target, and completing 11 dribbles. He attempted 19. The second highest in Ligue 1 ever. I think the highest is actually Lucas Moura with 21.
21?
Exactly, attempted. It's mental.
What's he up to?
It's stupid. You can't even get in the squad now. However, the Brazilian, Neymar, not Moura, now has 11 goals and 8 assists in the league, meaning he's averaging a goal involvement every 61 minutes. He has now managed to get a goal and an assist 6 times this season. He's the most in Europe's top 5 leagues. You want to know who's second? Mbappe.
Oh my God.
It's stupid. PSG, as we said, seem to be running away with the league. But in the Champions League, they have Real Madrid. Who do you guys think will make it to the quarters, though? Let us know in the poll right up there.
For our next losers, we head back to Germany and it's RB Leipzig. Now, while Dortmund are getting their title challenge back on track, Leipzig is decidedly coming off the rails, isn't it?
Yes, it's not going well as they lost 3-2 at home to Hertha Berlin and are now 5th place in the Bundesliga. They are 13 points off Liga's Bayern Munich and 13 points above the relegation zone. And the defeat comes despite playing 11 men versus Hertha's 10 for 83 minutes, as Berlin centre-back Jordan Tarunga got sent off in 7 minutes. Leipzig, though, were totally dominant. They had 75%
because
possession.
they're playing against 10 men for the whole match.
They had 83% passing accuracy to Hertha's 58%, and they had 22 shots to Hertha's 7, putting 7 on target to Hertha's 5. Now, Berlin made 58 clearances. Leipzig made just 5. Yet, RB Leipzig were 3-0 down by 51 minutes. Oh my God.
I mean, the thing is, this is one of those things that could be a freak result, but it's clearly not. Like, if they conceded 7 shots and 5 of those were on target
not good.
to 10 men, what are you doing? Like, whenever I see Leipzig, they've either got 10 men or they're playing 10 men, and whichever one it is, they're like they can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, teams should just send out 10 men against them. They won't have a clue what to do. Ridiculous. But to be honest, everything in the final third went the way of Hertha. Davy Selke had 4 shots. 1 of them hit the woodwork and 2 of them went in. So, I mean, when you've got that kind of thing going for you, then maybe Leipzig were a little bit cursed in this game. Davy Selke also completed 3 dribbles, 100% success rate. That doesn't look like great defending. And he won 4 aerial duels. They weren't really able to deal with him on the day. Salomon Kalou also scored. Dug his way out of a grave, took his league tally to 7. Not too bad for him. given that he's 32. He's averaging a strike every 139 minutes. That's actually a better rate than Leipzig's Timo Werner at the moment. Not too bad at all. That win lifts Hertha up to 10th. They're 4 points off the Champions League places. Leipzig are without a win in December, which admittedly is not that long, but they host second place Schalke in their first game back after the winter break. Domenico Tedesco's side obviously came back, I think, from a 2-0 deficit to draw 2-2. They're showing some grit at the moment, up to second in the league.
Very
Exciting
impressive
times. And Leipzig are going to have a struggle on their hands if they want to finish second again. Where will they end up this season? Let us know in the comments below.
We head to our final winner at the suggestion of Hazim Muhammad, and it's Udinese. Why is that, Pato?
Well, they went away to Inter Milan, who of course were top of the league, and they beat them 3-1. That ends Inter's unbeaten start to the season. In fact, it ends an 18-game unbeaten run in Serie A, which began last campaign. And going into this match, Inter must have been pretty confident. They won 5 consecutive Serie A matches against Udinese and scored 16 goals in the process, but they couldn't do it on the day. Udinese had 34% possession, took 8 shots to Inter's 26, put 5 on target to Inter's 8. So actually, they did manage to get high-quality chances, even though they couldn't get very many of them. They went 1-0 up after 14 minutes to a goal from Kevin Lasagna, one of the greats, before Inter equalised minutes later through Mauro Icardi, not named after a foodstuff. Rubbish. In fact, only 71 seconds passed between Lasagna and Icardi getting on the score sheet. That's actually the fastest comeback in Serie A this season, though it was also not a great comeback because they subsequently conceded another 2 goals and lost.
They did. In fact, that didn't matter, as we said, as Rodrigo de Paul and Barak both scored for Udinese to win them the game. Paul was arguably their best player. He scored a penalty, completed 4 dribbles, and made 3 key passes. And goalkeeper Bizzari, who is 40 years old, rolled back the years, making 7 saves to keep his team in the game. Inter were just not clinical enough. Every single one of their outfield players managed at least 1 shot.
That's a great
But only 2 of them managed to reach 2. Antonio Candreva created 9 chances for his teammates in the match, a season high for a player in the Serie A this season. Udinese have now won 3 league away games in a row for the first time since May 2013 and will face Napoli tomorrow in the Coppa Italia, whilst Inter face AC Milan on Wednesday and then Lazio on the weekend. Ooh. They're now 3rd in the league, 2 points off of the top spot. The Serie A is finally interesting again. Will it be Napoli? Will it be Juventus? Or will it be Inter Milan? Who will win it? Let us know in the comments below.
Messi Mins has our final loser, Deportivo La Coruña, though to be honest, they were up against Barcelona. However, they might be in a little spot of trouble, mightn't they? Trouble?
Yes.
Sound like Chris Hamill.
Well, they lost 4-0 to Barca, meaning they're now 3 points above the relegation zone. It's not looking good. As we said, coming into the game, Deportivo knew things wouldn't be great, having only managed to win 1 of their last 14 La Liga matches against the Catalans, losing 9 and drawing 4. And it's safe to say they were dominated. They only managed 39% possession, taking 10 shots to Barca's 23 and putting 3 on target to the Catalans' 11.
Not great.
Now, Deportivo did have a few standouts, like Celos Borrigues, who managed 7 tackles, I don't know about that name, won 3 aerial duels, and had the most passes on his team. And if it wasn't for their goalkeeper, Ruben Martinez, it could have been a lot worse than 4-0, as he made 7 saves, one of which was from a penalty.
No, not bad. Well, Barcelona, to be honest, had an unfair advantage.
They did.
They had their secret weapon. It wasn't Lionel Messi.
Suarez.
It was not Suarez. It was not Ousmane Dembele. It was not Busquets. It was not Iniesta. It was Thomas Vermaelen.
Oh my God.
TV5. Started again for the Blaugrana, right? Barcelona have now not lost any of their 15 league games in which the Belgian has started. Won 12, drawn 3, greatest defender of all time, better than Puyol. Only half joking. But Lionel Messi actually had an off night, you know. He had 11 shots.
Oh my God.
4 of them were on target. Hit the woodwork 3 times. Missed a penalty. Got an assist. I mean, Lionel Messi is like, what happens in one game is like what happens to another person in a whole season.
And it's considered a good game.
It's absolutely nuts. He's now provided more assists than any other La Liga player this calendar year. He's got 15 in all competitions. In fact, Barcelona hit the woodwork 5 times in this game. They've hit it 19 times this season. That's the most of any side in Europe's top 5 leagues. But Luis Suarez coming back into a little bit of form now. He netted 2 goals. He's the 4th highest goal scorer in the league, but he's only got 9. He's scoring a goal on average every 129 minutes. Now, that's not great for Suarez. It's pretty mediocre.
Yeah.
But if he carries that form into the rest of the season, then he will be an exciting prospect as we approach the latter stages of the Champions League, as Real Madrid try and get back into the title race. Paulinho is going great guns from midfield.
Mate,
He got
mental.
2 goals. He's got 6 this season. That's the most from a midfielder in La Liga. So, pretty impressive stuff. Firing all cylinders. Barcelona gonna win the title. I mean, I'd say let us know what you think in the comments below, but it's probably
Okay,
gonna happen,
come on.
isn't it? Whatever.
So that was the Euro roundup. We shot it in half the time it took winners and losers. Best duo at Football Daily? Let us know in the comments below. Anyway, Pate, what's going on around the FD universe?
Oh, you should head over to 90+1 Facts. We had a video go live on Friday about Paulinho Pogba, the poor man's Paulinho, and it's been going down a storm. People have been enjoying it a lot. Even Manchester City fans have been enjoying it. They say, greatest video about that dabbing ever made. Check it out.
Thank you guys for watching. Follow us on Twitter, hit the like, hit subscribe.
Got a cold.
See you later.
Bye.